Good morning, everybody. TGIF. Survived another week. Wanted to say something out of 2 Corinthians 12 this morning. This is such a fairly famous verse where God had given Paul a thorn in the flesh, and Paul prayed and asked the Lord to remove it 3 times. And basically God said no. He said, no, I'm not going to take it away from you. It's doing something for you that, it doesn't say this, but this is what it means. It's doing something for you that there's really no other way to accomplish what this thing is accomplishing in you other than that I leave it there. So because, Paul, I love you, I'm going to leave it there. And what I'm going to do for you, Paul, is I'm going to show you through what you are going through that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. He said, my grace is sufficient for you in this trial that I'm allowing you to go through, this trial, these circumstances that I've allowed in your life. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it away. But during or through the trial, I'm going to provide you with the grace that you need from me to endure, to make it through. And Paul said, a little bit later, he said, I will rather glory in my infirmities. That's kind of a crazy thought, but unless Paul realized through this trial that he did not have the strength without God's help to go through what he needed to go through. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? By default position, we trust a little bit too much in our own selves, in our own willpower, in our own strength, in our own knowledge, in our own wisdom, quote unquote, laughable, our own intelligence. But that's kind of like the first lie in the garden, isn't it? You shall be as gods. God always wants us to realize that we desperately need him in every moment of the day, whether good or bad, whether trial or blessing, whether valley or mountaintop. We're to recognize that our own strength is not sufficient, and it's not even what we are supposed to be relying on. There's a scripture in, I think it's the 73rd Psalm, right towards the end, where he says, my heart and my flesh faileth. And that's the point. There's always a point where your flesh or your own strength is not enough to carry you through, and it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be your strength. It's supposed to be his strength. That's the revelation. It's supposed to be his strength. So it says, my heart and my flesh faileth. But then it says, one of the best phrases in the Bible, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. So that's the point there, is that we realize without his mighty hand, his love, his goodness, his provision, his kindness, his grace is sufficient. And it's not like he fills you up and then sends you on your way. He's like, no. I want you to stay connected to me. And this infirmity, or this thorn in the flesh, is part of what keeps you connected to me. Because without this thorn in the flesh, you wouldn't be reaching out to me like you do when you have this circumstance or this difficulty. So the point of that in those circumstances is to keep our hand in his hand, and for us to realize it's not about our strength. It's not about our ability. It's not about what we can do. It's about how low we can bow. It's about how deeply we can trust in the living God who gives strength, who gives grace, who provides. He provides food in the wilderness. This is our great God, and this is our great revelation that we desperately need Him. At every moment of the day, you need Him. So keep your hand in His hand. Don't ever, ever, ever let Him go. Like the Song of Solomon says, I found Him whom my soul loveth, and I'm not ever going to let Him go. God bless you. Have a great Friday.